Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to this episode that's on Friday, March 8th, 2024. And this show starts right now. It is the Cerebral Smack Talk. We're back, we're live, we're better than ever. And I hope you guys are ready for what's undoubtedly going to be a very interesting night in the world of professional wrestling. All right. So, work commitments beyond our control. Illness has been running rampant for the last week or so. That's why we didn't have a show on Wednesday. Thought about it Thursday, realized couldn't do it. So, unfortunately, NXT and AEW has been thrown to the back burner. It ain't happening. Don't even look for it. Anybody who was looking for an AEW Revolution pay-per-view recap, sorry, folks. That ain't happening either. What you are getting tonight is SmackDown Live, and we also got some bits of news from WWE. We got some Hall of Famers we gotta welcome into the family. So tonight, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start out with the Hall of Fame induction and ceremonies. We actually, as many of you guys know, Paul Heyman got inducted. We already knew that. Two new acts got inducted or got announced in back-to-back days. One on Wednesday, which was actually a big surprise because we did not expect this name to get thrown. Bull McConnell, congratulations. Welcome to the WWE Hall of Fame. Female wrestler, one of the top female wrestlers, especially in Japan, had a nice run in WWE during her days when they brought back the World Wrestling Federation ladies title and had a nice little rivalry with Alundra Blaze, aka Medusa. However, because of her contributions, especially in Japan, as she was the pioneer that paved the way for a lot of the Japanese wrestlers, as you now see, like Asuka, like Kairi Sane, like Io Shirai, and many more that, has been as many female wrestlers in Japan has has really said that Bull McConnell was one of the reasons why they got into professional wrestling. Bull McConnell gets her due, gets the legacy moment, and is now going to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Like we said, this was a great moment for female wrestling, as you guys know. And like I said, one of the pioneers in women's wrestling. And this was one of those names where you thought you think of different names, and I need to be real honest with you. Bull McConnell was not a name that I thought was going to be Hall of Fame worthy. But if you look at the body of work, if you look at her work, especially in Japan, this is one of those where Triple H thought out of the box. He went with a name that was not known in the US, but is well known around the world. And props to Triple H for making that decision and to give Bull McConnell the just due that she deserves. Without a doubt, a well respected and loved for Bull as he goes into the Hall of Fame. Then, just earlier today, we got the other announcement. The U.S. Express, Mike Rotundo and Barry Windham have been inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame as the tag team representative going into this Hall of Fame class of 2024. And this one caught me by surprise. This was a name I did not think was going to get thrown. Mike Rotundo, IRS. However, he's going in with Barry Windham. And Barry Windham, of course, Windham had an unbelievable track record Solo Sky, member of the Four Horsemen, amazing singles wrestler and tag team wrestler. And Barry Windham has had multiple partners that you could have put him in the Hall of Fame. Same with Mike Rotundo. Very good singles wrestler, but he was also part of Money Incorporated, along with the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. You could have put him in with a number of different people where he could have been inducted into the Hall of Fame. But they decided that the U.S. Express is the team, was the factor. Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. There was a very emotional moment that they did earlier today where Triple H was on a Zoom call with them, letting them know, congratulations, guys, you're in the Hall of Fame. They joined Bull McConnell, and of course, they now join the first man that got inducted. That was Paul Heyman, as they all will be enshrined the night of SmackDown from Philadelphia in the Philadelphia at I believe it's now the Wells Fargo Arena. I know that the names have been changed over the years, but it was originally the new Spectrum. Even though it wasn't known as the new Spectrum, but that is the new site. That's where they go. Home of the Philadelphia Flyers and the Philadelphia 76ers. And what a day. Anthony Florio, historic moment. 2 new Hall of Fame acts going in. Now, we don't know the U.S. Express. We do know Mike Rotundo and Barry Windham individually, not really as a tag team, but Bull McConnell, like we said, especially in the mid and especially the early and mid 90s, we knew her, especially through her rivalry with Alundra Blades, but her track record is absolutely Hall of Fame worthy when you talk about a pioneer in female wrestling, especially in Japan.
Well, I'll tell you, MF, you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. So, lengthy, well, I'm not going to say lengthy resume. Japan it is, but everywhere else, not so much. But yes, indeed, Bull Nakano and the U.S. Express joining Paul Heyman as the first 3 inductees into the 2024 WWE Hall of Fame, where everyone will be enshrined 4 weeks from tonight on Friday night, April the 5th, following WrestleMania SmackDown, when it will be live from the Wells Fargo Center. Originally started as the Core Estates Center, if I recall correctly. So, yes, sir. So let's take a look at Bull Nakano's resume here. All Japan Women's Pro Wrestling. That's where she had, as MF mentioned, that's where she had her most success. A one-time AJW champion. A one-time AJW Junior champion. One-time All-Pacific champion. A one-time WWWA World Single champion. A 3-time co-holder of the WWWA World Tag Team Championship with 3 different partners. Dump Matsumoto, Condor Saito, and Grizzly Iwamoto. 1983 Rookie of the Year Decision Tournament winner. Won the Japan Grand Prix in 1988. Won Tag League the Best in 1985 with Dump Matsumoto. And inducted into the AJW Hall of Fame in 1998. CMLL, that's Mexico. MF knows this way better than Bullock and I do, but Bull Nakano, a former CMLL World Women's Champion. In 2001, Bull Nakano was inducted into the Wrestling Observer Newsletter Hall of Fame as part of the class of 2001. And in WWF/WWE, a one-time WWF Women's Champion. She actually won a Slammy Award for Most Devastating in 1994. And of course, 4 weeks from tonight, Bull Nakano will take her rightful place into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2024. big moment for Bull Nakano, and she became the WWF Women's Champion, defeating Alundra Blaze November the 20th of 1994 at the Tokyo Dome, back when it was known as the Egg Dome. Of course, it's now known as the Tokyo Dome nowadays. In Tokyo, Japan, defeating Alundra Blaze for that women's title. She held it for quite a bit, and then lost it back to Alundra Blaze. I believe it was the night after WrestleMania 11 on a Monday Night Raw. So, that was obviously her big moment outside of Japan, of course. And I best remember Bull Nakano with the match she had with Alundra Blaze at the 1994 SummerSlam. And what a great match that was. That was a very good match. And Alundra definitely retaining on that one. And then 3 months later, Bull winning the title in her home country of Japan. And they mentioned that. Obviously, they acknowledged it, as you remember, during the 1994 Survivor Series, where she did a backstage interview with the great Todd Pettengill. And, had a nice run with it. Lost it back to Alundra, like I said, on that Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania 11. And then those two reconnected in WCW. They picked up their rivalry in WCW. The very first Hog Wild pay-per-view in 1996, where the winner of the match got to smash the loser's motorcycle. And I do believe Alundra won that match. Well, she was Medusa there. So, but those are the only memories that I really have of Bull Nakano. I obviously don't really follow Japan. Bullock really doesn't either. MF, we know you do. And there's no question about it. When it comes to who's going to induct Bull Nakano, it's an easy choice. It's Medusa. You gotta bring Medusa in, because I don't think anybody knows her any better than Medusa does. So Medusa, Alundra Blaze, I fully believe she will induct Bull Nakano into the Hall of Fame in 4 weeks. We talked about who it would be for Heyman. Well, the only three names come to mind: Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and another name that just recently dropped, Stone Cold Steve Austin, because Austin's got history with Heyman, Dangerous Alliance. So we'll see what happens over the next month or so. On the other side of the coin, of course, as I reported this morning, a little after 11 o'clock this morning, when I got the notification, I immediately shared it with these guys as part of our Talking Wrestling TXN Messenger chat. The U.S. Express, Mike Rotundo and Barry Windham. Of course, if you got to see that that beautiful video that Triple H on the Zoom call there, announcing that both Mike Rotundo and Barry Windham, as part of the U.S. Express, were going to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame as the U.S. Express, which is very fitting because, this is the 40th anniversary of WrestleMania. And those two guys, the U.S. Express, they wrestled on that show, WrestleMania 1, when they were the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions, when they defended them against Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik. And they lost the titles to Volkov and the Sheik. And little fun fact, they're the answer to the trivia question. What was the very first title change in WrestleMania history? It was those World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championships. The first ever title change at a WrestleMania. And those two guys were on the wrong side of it. So we're going to, go by their resume as the U.S. Express, not their individual resumes. But if I were to go into their individual resumes, if I'm going to be honest with you, Barry Windham, I believe, had the far more successful singles career than Mike Rotundo did. Barry Windham, former NWA WCW heavyweight champion, and had a great run with that. And this is not the first time for Barry Windham either, because you remember back in 2008, Barry Windham inducted as a member of the Four Horsemen. He was a part of that incarnation of the Four Horsemen that got inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2008. He was a part of that. So this will be his second Hall of Fame ring. And now he's going to join his brother-in-law. Yes, true story. These guys are brother-in-laws, and special moment indeed. And it's great. It was when I saw that video today, I was just so happy to see Barry Windham, especially after all those health scares that he had, especially that near fatal heart attack he had December of 22, and he definitely looks a lot better. And I'm so glad that, and I know once he got the news, that definitely made him feel even more better than he was before. And I know it would me. So, and to share this moment with his brother-in-law, Mike Rotundo, and special moment. And let's take a look at their tag team resume. It's not that long. 4-time co-holders of the NWA United States Tag Team Championship as part of Championship Wrestling from Florida. PWI years, 2003. They did a top 100 tag teams. These guys, the US Express, came in ranked number 48. Of course, WWF, where they had their most success. 2-time co-holders of the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championships. And of course, taking their rightful place into the WWE Hall of Fame 4 weeks from tonight. And the story, of course, their first title win, of course, that came back on January the 21st of 1985. They defeated the North-South Connection, Adrian Adonis and Dick Murdoch. And their title reign only lasted for 2 months and 10 days, almost 2.5 months, as they dropped them to Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik at WrestleMania 1. And then June 17th of 85, Windham and Rotunda regained the titles from Volkov and the Sheik on an episode of WWF Championship Wrestling in Poughkeepsie, New York. And their second reign would also be about 2 months, ironically in the Spectrum in Philadelphia, where they dropped the titles to the Dream Team, Brutus Beefcake and Greg the Hammer Valentine. And then the Dream Team would hold those titles all the way to WrestleMania 2 as they would lose them to the British Bulldogs. And but anyways, congratulations to all of our inductees, and shaping up to be a great class so far. Papa H, as we all know, Triple H now has he now fully has the keys to the car when it comes to the Hall of Fame. It's no longer whose call; it's his call now. And so far, 3 great calls so far. First it was Heyman. And now you got Bull Nakano going in as the women's representative and the tag team representative, the US Express. And MF, you're right. I honestly didn't expect these were the last names I was expecting to get the call to the hall, as they say. And like I said, a special moment, and I'm so happy for all of them, especially the US Express and especially Mike Rotundo, man. I mean, you think of everything this man has gone through over the last 6 months after the sudden and tragic death of his son, Bray Wyatt. And I know there's a lot of people out there right now saying, what about Bray? Is he going to get his call? I still think he does. You noticed in that video, did you see how emotional Mike Rotundo was? Did you see how emotional? Did you see the emotion in his eyes? That's the first thing I noticed. I'm like, special moment. And you think he was emotional then. Just imagine how emotional he's going to be 4 weeks from tonight when he gets that formal call. And it's going to be, I really don't know who's going to be inducting these guys into the Hall of Fame. I mean, they were managed by Captain Lou Albano, but obviously he passed away. And I honestly don't know. I mean,
it could be anybody. It literally could be anybody. I mean,
I have 2 possible names. First would be, based on the video today, I wouldn't rule out Triple H inducting him. I wouldn't rule it out. But another name, what about Mike Rotundo's Money Incorporated partner, the $1 Million Man, Teddy DiBiase? I mean,
it's possible. Well, again, actually, no. With Ted DiBiase, he does have some connection with Barry Windham as well, if I remember correctly.
I do believe so, and of
Probably
course,
from
yes,
the days of Florida, from
I believe you're
Florida,
right.
from the Florida Championship Wrestling. So possibly, yeah, that could definitely work.
And as far as Bull Nakano goes, I think it's Alundra Blaze, Medusa. That's who I think. So, and like I said, for Heyman, 3 names: Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Stone Cold. Those are the 3 likely guys for Heyman. So, but nonetheless, congratulations to all of the inductees, well deserved, and the 3 of us cannot wait to see you all take your rightful place in 4 weeks. And there will be no show 4 weeks from tonight because we're going to take in the Hall of Fame ceremony. But don't you worry, there will be plenty of great WrestleMania week content when we get to WrestleMania week. You best believe it. So, but we'll explain about that within the next few weeks. But for right now, there isn't anything else left for me to say. Bull Nakano, US Express, Heyman, congratulations. Well deserved, all of you. And Phenom, Michael Bullock, come on in. Bull Nakano, you reported it on Wednesday morning when Bull Nakano got her call to the Hall. I reported it today with the US Express, Mike Rotundo and Barry Windham going in. And what a special moment especially for the US Express and that very emotional video with Triple H this morning.
Yeah, I mean that was a nice touch there. I mean, you could just see the emotion of Wyndham and Rotunda. I mean, it's a great honor for them and rightfully deserving of being in the Hall of Fame. And yeah, Bull Nakano, I mean, yeah, a very deserving honor for her as well. And like you said, I mean, I remember the only time I remember Wyndham and Rotunda was, of course, the very first WrestleMania when they lost the tag team titles to Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik. And of course, when it comes to Bull Nakano, I remember her times in WWE, and of course her feud with Alundra Blaze. So yeah, very deserving for both of them. Joining, of course, Paul Heyman, and who knows, we could get some more inductees as we get closer and closer to WrestleMania. So we're gonna have to keep a close eye on it. So congratulations to Bull Nakano and Wyndham and Rotunda for taking their rightful spot in the Hall of Fame. So yeah, there's really nothing more to say except Fletch. Let's get into what was definitely a very anticipated episode of Friday Night SmackDown, because the big question going into this is, would Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins accept the challenge of Roman and Rock for WrestleMania?
Yes, indeed. So, with an in-ring promo by Logan Paul, and well, he actually cut out a promo, and there was some big announcement that was actually made. Once the drum roll rolled out, and they actually unveiled the ring, you noticed there was a Prime Energy drink logo in the center of the ring. And of course, Logan Paul made the announcement that Prime will now be the official energy drink logo for WWE. They've now gone UFC. So Prime, there will be Prime logo stuff on the ring from now on, starting at WrestleMania, and only for PLE events only. You will not see this on SmackDown. You only saw it that one moment. You will not see it on Raw. It will only be there whenever there's a PLE event. They'll have that Prime logo on the center of the ring, starting WrestleMania. There was talk about this, that there was going to be promotional stuff, that they were going to try to start putting stuff in the ring or around the ring of logos and like stuff that you would normally see in a UFC octagon. Well, WWE has made me a big announcement that they were going to do it, and Prime Energy Drink, that's Logan Paul's thing, that was the first moment that we were going to get it, and we got it. So he brought out KSI, who came all the way from the UK, and that they were going to do a photo op, only for an interruption, and it was Randy Orton. So Randy comes out, and he was going to try to sneak up on Logan Paul. Paul ducked out, ran away. Orton does not get the RKO. However, KSI was still in the ring. And more importantly, he hits him with an RKO out of nowhere. Much to my delight, I was going nuts. I was like, Orton got him, yes! But he drapes him over the logo, and we were looking at it, and Orton grabbed one of the new, I guess, a brand new drink that Prime was promoting. Orton takes a sip of it. He's like, actually pretty good, not bad, and then pours it right all over KSI to end the segment. Obviously, WWE knew that they were going to get the eyes roll, they were going to get the groans, you're going to get the heat from the fans. Oh, what the hell, Triple H? Prime? You could have had any company around the world, and Prime is your premiere? Is your first ever promotional that's going to be in the ring? Come on, Hunter, really? No, this was smart. This was brilliant, because it gives more heat to Logan Paul. This is exactly what they wanted. They wanted it to turn this into a heat segment. Nothing more, nothing less. Heat segment for the fans to hate Logan Paul that much more. That's why Randy Orton came out. That's why he dropped that RKO on KSI and draped his body across that logo to show the world this may be the new logo, but we don't stand for that. We're not a part of that Prime logo generation. As a matter of fact, if you want my honest opinion, you want to know what my energy drink I go to? I go to Gatorade, ladies and gentlemen. That's the thing that I drink more than anything else. More than anything in this world, I'm a Gatorade boy. I normally do the red, which is normally their fruit punch, the orange, and the lime. Those are the three that I would normally have. There was one that my friend tried to get me into, the cherry glacier, which was like the clear bottle. It did not. No, that did not sit well with my stomach. And on top of that, the taste was a little bit bitter. Sorry, not gonna go there. God forbid, I'm sorry to say, but where I work, we actually do promote Prime. I apologize, but it is what it is. I hear a lot of good things about it. It sells people. We hardly ever try to keep them in the shelves. Every time there's Prime, they sell out. Hey, I'll give credit where credit's due to the freaking devil himself. He knows how to promote. He knows his niche audience. I will say that. Nothing more to say. Pretty good segment. We'll get into the match in just a minute. Anthony Florio, it is yours. Ryan becomes a promoter for the ring, but Randy Orton gives me a delightful moment on my show tonight.
Yeah, and United States Heavyweight Champion Logan Paul kicked off the show with a special announcement of a historic first for WWE. His Prime Hydration will be the center ring sponsor of all premium live events moving forward, beginning with WrestleMania 40. He introduced his business partner, KSI, only for their victory lap to be interrupted by Randy Orton. Paul fended off an RKO, but KSI ate the finisher before Orton stood tall to close out the opening segment. WWE has never had an on-canvas sponsor in its long history. While it will take some getting used to, it is a regular occurrence in combat sports and even in other wrestling companies, and will likely make the company a ton of money. As for the Orton-Paul feud, this essentially solidifies the idea that they will square off in Philadelphia, though it would have been nice to see the Viper a bit more revenge-minded, given that the United States Heavyweight Champion cost him a World Heavyweight Championship opportunity at WrestleMania. And Logan said, "I am the secret sauce. In the WWE, business is booming. One can almost say that the WWE is in its prime." And I'll tell you what, KSI, for a guy who's not a trained worker, he took a hell of an RKO. So, nothing really more to say on that. Second best segment of the night for me. So, not much more to say. Michael Bullock, starting with WrestleMania and going forward, you're going to see the logo of the Logan Paul Prime Hydration, in the ring, on the ring canvas, starting with WrestleMania and all pay-per-views going forward. So, second best segment of the night for me. So, Bullock, your thoughts on all this?
Yeah, it was definitely the second best segment of the night for me. I mean, yeah, what more can you say? I mean, Logan Paul, he basically promoted his drink and being his usual self, but obviously Randy Orton wasn't going to have any of it. He didn't get KSI. He didn't get Logan Paul, but he did get KSI, and KSI ended up paying for it big time. So obviously, this is all leading towards a Logan Paul against Randy Orton at WrestleMania. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see how it goes, and because we know we're getting this match. So there's really nothing more for me to say except second best segment of the night. So let's move on, Fletch.
We now go into that in-ring action of it, as it was a tag team fight. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory going up against Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Kevin Owens and Randy Orton winning the match in 10 minutes and 9 seconds. Anthony Florio, it is yours.
I'll tell you what, solid match here, 3 to 3 1/4. Let's run it down. Like I said, solid match here. On the heels of Randy Orton's victory over Austin Theory in the main event of last week's show, the Viper team with Kevin Owens to battle the former Chosen One and Grayson Waller in tag team action. The heels had the opportunity to build heat, even if the outcome was never really in question. Orton received the hot tag late, unloaded on the opposition, and then joined Kevin Owens for a sweet pop-up RKO to Austin Theory for the win. After the match, Logan Paul attacked both men and teased using the brass knucks on him. Orton wrestled them away and swung at the Maverick, who ducked. The Viper stopped just shy of blasting Kevin Owens, which hinted at dissension between them. This is obviously heading toward a triple threat match for the United States Heavyweight Championship, and if Logan Paul's previous WrestleMania performances are any indication, it should be a good one. Waller absolutely uncorked a clothesline on Owens that flattened the former Universal Champion ahead of the commercial break. The pop-up RKO combo from the babyfaces was a great finisher. WWE is subtly telling the story of Austin Theory making the save for Waller or getting put in tough situations because of him, and appears to be poised to split the two up. Babyface Theory doesn't sound like someone the WWE Universe is ready to accept. So we'll have to definitely keep an eye on that down the road. But for right now, 3 to 3 1/4 stars for this match, so not much more to say. Michael Bullock, it looks like it's going to be Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens in a three-way for the U.S. title at Mania, possibly.
Yeah, 3 1/4, and after what Logan Paul just did after that, maybe now this is, like you said, is leaning towards a triple threat match. Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens. So, yeah, I'm interested to see what happens when this match does become official. So, nothing more to say. It's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, no, this was a solid match. This was a good battle. Three and a quarter, no doubt about it. You guys are absolutely right. So we're just gonna move right on along. Next up, we had was Karrion Kross versus Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley winning the match in 8 minutes and 13 seconds via disqualification. So, Michael Bullock, it's yours. Mike?
Sorry about that. Forgot to unmute my mic. So
That's right. Lashley
yeah,
wins by DQ 8-13.
yeah, 2.5 for me on this one. I mean, obviously with the match ending in a disqualification because of the chaos that ensued with the rest of the Final Testament and of course the Street Profits. So I don't know. I mean, I'm interested to see where this goes here. I mean, I don't know if these guys are going to be part of WrestleMania, so we'll just have to wait and see on it. So, 2.5 for me. It's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, 2.5. I can't disagree with that. I thought it was a solid match. Could have been better in certain elements, but at the end of the day, it served its purpose. It did a good job. So yes, it just prolongs the storyline just that much more, and I don't think there's really not much more for us to say. So yeah. So Anthony, it's yours. Solid match, 2.5 stars.
Yeah, 2.5 stars. The combatants had a physical, heavy-hitting match that was rarely pretty, but never needed to be. Late in the match, Lashley down Cross with a spine buster and set up for the spear when Akam and Razor, the AOP, hit the ring that caused the disqualification. Street Profits attempted to make the save, but the fury of the Final Testament proved to be too much, and the heels stood tall to close things out. It appears as though the company is going to milk this feud for another couple of weeks, presumably with the hopes of blowing it off at WrestleMania. I think we're looking at a 6-man tag. Lashley and the Street Profits versus Karrion Kross in the AOP. The wild cards, obviously, the respective women. Of course, Scarlett with the Final Testament and B-Fab with Lashley and the Profits. Do they make it a straight-up 6-man tag, or do they make it an 8-person mixed tag? Very possible. I don't know, but I'm thinking one or the other is going to happen at Mania here, no question. Highlights here. Scarlett stood between Lashley and the ring post, preventing the former WWE champion from driving Kross into it. And Lashley bled from the shoulder, but it was not enough to stop him from driving Kross into the post later in the bout. But this was a 2.5 star match. I agree with the ratings. So, MF, like I said, I'm thinking either the most logical choice would be a 6-man, but who knows? Maybe they could add. I could possibly see. I wouldn't rule out them adding Scarlett and B-Fab and making it an 8-person mixed tag at Mania either.
I agree with that. I think we could get it. No doubts. We'll just have to see how it plays out. All right. So next up, we had this one's a cutout. It was Tiffany Stratton versus Michin. Tiffany Stratton wins the match in 2 minutes and 39 seconds. I will say this, though. I was very apprehensive about what type of reaction Tiffany Stratton was going to get because she got mega over by the fans in Australia. I got to admit, the momentum is continuing. And all of a sudden, now you're hearing Tiffany Stratton getting a lot of cheers now. I think they're trying to pipe in the boos now because all of a sudden, from what I've been told, from that if you are at the arena, Tiffany's getting over. Like, she is no longer, like, whatever happened, something weird happened where the fans kind of hijacked the moment. And if Tiffany was supposed to be this Barbie doll, heel type negative reaction, basically Australia destroyed everything and basically turned this girl into an it girl. And all of a sudden now Tiffany Stratton, in the couple of weeks that she has been on SmackDown, has getting a more and more of a positive reaction. Fans are chanting that Tiffy time. They are loving this girl. And I think Hunter and the boys are like, this might be a genie in a bottle moment, and the genie is out, and I don't think we can get it back in. So it's one of those type of things. They might have to rehash this after WrestleMania, and they might have to start thinking about pushing Tiffany Stratton, maybe possibly to the title. Like, I don't think there was any vision, any idea, any thoughts, anything about Tiffany Stratton possibly becoming a champion. But based off the body of work, and not only that, but especially the fan reaction she's been getting lately in the last couple of weeks, after that, I don't even know what to call that reaction in Australia, at Perth, at Chamber. She went like the WWE Universe basically was like, hey, Hunter, strap the jetpack on her back and take her to the moon. That's what they've been saying. That's what they said with their reaction, with their voices. Within less than a month, Tiffany Stratton has become the hottest thing on SmackDown today. Hey, Anthony Florio.
MF, I gotta mention this.
Oh.
About this Tiffy thing. Not we don't really have to get into the match.
No, we're not gonna get into the fight.
No, because more than anything else, it was just another showcase for Tiffany Stratton more than anything, and she continued to rise to the equation. She is the future of the women's division, and every time she shows out against a veteran performer such as Michin, it becomes more apparent. Tiffany Stratton has mastered the art of presentation, from her facial expressions to body language and how she taunts the crowd. She understands how important that aspect of her performance is, and that understanding is what helps to set her apart from her opponents. That's the brief thought. Now, there's one other thing. I've read a lot of sheets going around. They're saying that Tiffany Stratton is the early favorite to win the women's Money in the Bank ladder match this summer. So, I'm already going on the record. I think she is going to win that Money in the Bank ladder match come July 6th. I do. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did. So, just wanted to all I really wanted to admit, MF, was that presentation thing. But MF, like I said, everything you said about Tiffany Stratton is spot on, and there's no question about it. Come July, she's winning that women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Period. End of statement. End of quotation.
All right. All right. So we're gonna move on unless Mike Bullock has a thought, and I probably don't believe he would. Not on this one. So next up we had was Angel Garza going one-on-one with Dragon Lee. Bullock?
Actually, I do have a quick thought. I mean,
All right.
I actually agree with everything that you guys have said. I mean, Tiffany Stratton, I mean, she's getting over with the fans. I mean, she's only been on SmackDown for a few weeks, but she is so over right now. And I think, like you said, they're sending a message to Triple H saying, hey, push her to the moon. And Triple H is smart, which we all know he is. I think he'll do it. And she's gonna be the women's champion at some point this year. And I think, and I agree with what Anthony said. I think she's gonna be the early favorite to win the Money in the Bank ladder match, and I think she will win it. Because if they're gonna take her seriously, she needs to win that women's Money in the Bank ladder match.
That's all I got to say. All right. Very well said. All right. So the matchup we were going to get into before, after all this stuff went down, it was Dragon Lee versus Angel Garza. Dragon Lee winning the match in 7 minutes and 21 seconds. Again, it's another battle, another fight between Legado del Fantasma and LWO. Look, it's a solid matchup. It was a good matchup. Another another 3.25 star match more than anything else. So Anthony Florio, it is yours. Dragon Lee getting the win in 7 minutes and 21 seconds. 3.25 stars for me.
Yeah. Dragon Lee dealt Legado del Fantasma a blow tonight, defeating Angel Garza in a match set up earlier in the show. Much of the match took place during the commercial break, making it nearly impossible to judge its quality, but as a means of heating up Legado del Fantasma after last week's return of Rey Mysterio, this was efficient, if nothing else. The heels beat down Lee, a known associate of LWO, and stood tall to reestablish some dominance. Now the promotion turns to what will likely be Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar at WrestleMania, and if that is the case, it could very well be a dark horse candidate to steal the dang show. Angel feigned an injury to his right knee and rocked Dragon Lee with a dropkick to turn the tide in his favor. The camera caught a great shot from the ground up of the heel standing over Dragon Lee heading into the commercial break. So there isn't anything else left for me to say on that. I'm actually going to give this about 2.5, 2 3/4 of it because most of the match was during the commercial break. So not much more to say here. Michael Bullock, Legado del Fantasma standing tall over Dragon Lee, but there's no question about it. The money match here when it comes to this is Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it. The money match, everybody is expecting it's going to be, excuse me, Rey Mysterio against Santos Escobar at WrestleMania. So yeah, so 2.5 stars is my rating on this match too. So there's really nothing more for me to add on to it. So I'm just going to give it to MF.
All right, guys. You guys ready? Because here we go. This is it.
Let's do it.
Started it off with a promo by Roman Reigns and The Rock. Obviously interrupted by Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Then there was a little bit of a back and forth. And it is official, guys. We are getting it. Rollins and Cody Rhodes to team up against The Rock and Roman Reigns. Night 1 of WrestleMania. You know the stakes. If the Bloodline loses, they will not be involved in night 2. It will be Cody versus Roman straight up, 1-on-1 for the WWE Universal title. However, if the Bloodline wins night 1, then Cody will be running literally the gauntlet. It will be under Bloodline rules. No DQ, no countouts, pinfall or submission will be the factor of the bout. And like The Rock said, he will do whatever it takes to make sure that Roman Reigns successfully defends the undisputed WWE Universal title at WrestleMania. So, Anthony Florio, you lead off. Oh my goodness. If WrestleMania could not take any more turns tonight, it exploded. And boy, were we so glad to see this.
No question, segment of the night right here. Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins will square off with Roman Reigns and The Rock on night 1 of WrestleMania 40 on Saturday, April 6th. That much we know following the main event segment of tonight's SmackDown. There are still countless unanswered questions, however, ahead of the showcase of the Immortals. Despite The Rock acknowledging Roman Reigns as the tribal chief last week, there is still obvious tension between them, and it was on full display in some of the looks and facial expressions exchanged between them. Cody Rhodes slapped The Rock to close tonight's show, a receipt for the embarrassing strike he endured back at the WrestleMania kickoff event last month. The smile on The Rock's face suggests the action was exactly what he wanted out of the American Nightmare, and now that he also established on screen that he is his boss, it will be interesting to see what direction things head moving forward. The Rock had a fancy new lightning bolt addition to his entrance tonight. In other news, Black Adam was still a flop. And Cody, questioning the Great One's power, said, "Do you have the authority to issue that challenge? Because I believe last week you acknowledged Roman as your tribal chief." Seth Rollins exploded after remaining quiet for the entirety of the segment, saying, "You listen to me, Mr. Midlife Crisis." And then The Rock leaned into the idea of himself as the boss, citing his place on the board of directors of TKO. And he admitted it too. So, yeah, no question about it. Segment of the night here. No big surprise. We knew the match was going to be made official. And it was Seth Rollins who accepted the match on behalf of him and Cody Rhodes. I would have thought Cody would have been the one to accept the match. But no, Seth freaking Rollins accepts the challenge. So you thought that tag team match last year with the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for the tag team championship last year was big? Oh no, this is even bigger. This is far bigger. And now, 4 weeks from now, we will find out. And then the answer to the $1 million question simply is this: will Cody get Roman one-on-one? Will it be bloodline free? Or will Cody Rhodes literally have to pull a Rocky Balboa and literally be in for the fight of his life with bloodline rules? A week ago, when Bullock and I did this show a week ago, I said that Rock and Roman were winning this match, and you're not going to change my mind on this. I firmly believe Rock and Roman are going to win this match, because I believe we're going to get, they're going to right the wrong from last year. I believe Cody's going to get his moment, and I can't think of a better way for him to get that moment than to literally overcome literally the greatest odds that I could ever imagine. It would be even greater than the odds that Bryan Danielson, what he had to overcome 10 years ago at WrestleMania 30, when he had to overcome the Authority and all those Authority shenanigans, and Bryan found a way to get it done. So, when this ends up being bloodline rules, which I believe it will be, and Cody wins, it would be even bigger. It would be far bigger than what Bryan did 10 years ago, no doubt. And I can't think of a better way for Cody to finish the story than by overcoming the greatest odds I've ever seen against anybody. Overcoming the bloodline and finding and overcoming the most dominant champion of the modern era to do it. When and if that happens, whew, man alive, Lincoln Financial Field will explode like the Eagles won the NFC Championship or even won the Super Bowl, for goodness sakes. Segment of the night, no question about it. No big surprise about the match being made. So nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, let us continue the best road to WrestleMania we've ever had. What a moment. Cody getting his slap payback on The Rock for last month. And now, get us to Philly now. Oh boy, this match. Oh, like I said, you thought the match last year with KO and Sami and the Usos was huge? No, honey. This is even bigger.
Oh, this is a lot bigger. I mean, this is going to be the perfect way to end night one of WrestleMania. I mean, with with undoubtedly the biggest tag team match in the history of WrestleMania, with so much that is on the line here. And like you said, they officially accepted it, and Cody Rhodes got his payback and slapped the living daylights out of that jabroni, The Rock. And I'm going to say it again, just like I said. The Rock, just because you are the director, just because you're on the board of directors, doesn't mean you run anything. You don't run. All you are is just run the board of directors. The GMs and Triple H, they run the show here. And you don't, and more importantly, and Florio and Fletch, I don't know you agree with me on this, he doesn't own Talking Wrestling TXN. Because
Amen.
If he thinks for 1 minute that he owns the three of us, then, brother, you are so effed up in your mind. So, yeah, but, man, I just can't wait for this. This is just so awesome. And, yeah, segment of the night, hands down. And guys, you're forgetting something that was also said during this. And The Rock added another stipulation. If Cody Rhodes doesn't finish the story, if he doesn't finish the story, he will never, ever get another shot at the undisputed WWE Universal title ever again.
Sounds like a giveaway to me.
This is it. Yeah.
It's got to be.
That's got to be a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
But whether it's a dead giveaway or not, it just made it much more of it puts more pressure on Rhodes because he knows he has to win.
He had, yeah. It's either he was walking away with the title or
just like AEW.
It's done. He is done. He never gets another shot at this gold.
Just like what happened in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
At the Full Gear 2019 when he failed to win the AEW World Heavyweight Championship from Chris Jericho.
Yep.
Stipulation. What was the stipulation? No, Cody would never get another shot at it.
He'll never get another crack at the title.
He didn't get that opportunity. So
nope.
Yeah, so
because all of this,
the pressure is on Cody Rhodes now, but
he's finishing the story now.
Yeah, but just after hearing that, he's definitely finishing the story, no doubt.
Got to.
Because I know I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but if we get the same result like last year, watch out. I'm going to go on the biggest Phenom rant of all time, and Florio's going to go on the biggest Bret Hart 97 rant of all time.
I'll sprinkle a little John Moxley, and you're going to have to get in line there, Bullet.
Yeah, and Fletch, if it comes to that, which we don't think it will, if it does, you're going to have to put parental discretion as strongly advised, because this rant will not be for the weak of heart. Because you thought we were upset last year when Cody didn't finish the story. If we get the same result this year, the rant we went on last year, it's not even going to be close to what we're going to do this year. But after that dead giveaway, he's finishing the story, hands down. So nothing more to say. It's yours, Fletch.
The only way he doesn't finish it is if The Rock goes into business for himself. And what I mean by that is that Dwayne The Rock Johnson wants to be the one to end Roman's reign as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. That's the only way that Cody does not win this title. Because I think that's exactly what it needs to be. It's that if Rock wants his way and he really wants to do this, he could totally screw Cody over And like, you know what, Cody? You don't get to finish your story because I need to prove to the world that I am the real tribal chief. The ego of The Rock would be the reason why Cody does not win this title. That's the only way this goes. To be real honest with you. Even though everybody wants Cody to win the title. And we're all thinking, you know what? Cody finishes the story. He wins the title. Then what do you do after that? Because that's the next thing. Who's the next in line? Who do you give that moment to now that Cody's the champion? That's the question you need to ask yourselves, gentlemen. Not about, oh, if Cody finishes the story, or we get mad that he doesn't finish the story. Because if they really wanted to finish the story, they could have done it 1 year ago. If they really wanted to do this moment, they could have waited a year ago. Give him the title in LA. He could have finished the story then. Or else.
It was McPervert's call. That's why.
Well, continue to think that, Florio. Continue to think that. I disagree. But whatever. So I have been very vocal about certain things that's been happening in WWE. I've been a little bit vocal about my sentiments about, Cody and the whole 9 yards. And you may call me a little bit of a, that this is like me channeling my Daniel Bryan back at WrestleMania 30, how that was playing out. But there's no doubt that Cody's probably winning the title, especially after what happened tonight. No, Cody's now poised to win the title. You give him the story, you let him finish the story, you let him win the title. All fine and dandy. That's great. Congratulations. What do you do after you win the title? Because that's going to define your legacy. That's going to define the championship. That's going to define how good you are as champion of the world. Because that's what everybody always say whenever you become the new champion in WWE or the new champion just in general in wrestling. There's some people that's been very down on certain champions nowadays because of when you get the title, there's been, I'll say it, a waste of a championship, a waste of a reign. So this is just my thoughts and my opinions alone. This does have nothing to do with Anthony Florio. This has nothing to do with Michael Bullock. This has nothing to do with Talking Wrestling TXN. You can say I'm going rogue here. I don't give a damn. You can say whatever you want to say about my thoughts and my sentiment, and I don't really care about your thoughts or your sentiments. At the end of the day, it's what defines you as a champion. Right now, if you want to talk about champions and everything else, you can say, well, certain things that happen in wrestling. All right, fine. But what you do inside the ring and outside the ring, that defies you. And that's what makes me want to believe. So go ahead, Cody. Finish your story. Win the freaking title at WrestleMania. Because after that, you got to show me that you're worthy of the moment. Show me that you're worthy of being a champion. Because if you don't, then you're a failure. You don't deserve to finish the story because you ain't shit.
Well, wait a minute. Are you trying to say that you think that maybe that Roman should go over and then have The Rock win the title?
I'm just saying, if Cody wins the title, then you better effing prove it to me that you're deserving of the champion.
Well, Cody, I think, is going to prove it. And, I mean, he's proven himself for so long. I mean, look at what he's gone through since he lost last year. He's had to go through a series of matches with Brock Lesnar. I mean, he's shown his toughness. I mean, look at everything else he's gone through over the past year.
Everybody knows that don't mean shit to me. I don't give a damn. I really don't. What?
With all due respect,
so you're saying all that stuff doesn't mean anything to you?
You goddamn right.
Well, then, as far as I'm concerned, I really want Cody to win it so he can stick it to you.
Well, with all due respect,
or you stay out of it.
No. Let him have it.
Go ahead, Florio. I just want to ask a simple question.
Sure.
What
exactly does Cody have to do to prove to you, to make you say, okay, I was wrong? What does he have to do to change your mind? What does he have to do?
Yeah, what does he got to do to make you change your mind?
Give me a reign that is worthy of the WWE Universal title.
How long?
If you win the title at WrestleMania,
you're on mute.
I want you.
You're on mute again. MF's on mute. I don't know, but
I don't know what the heck is this. I mean, is Fletch really thinking that if he doesn't have a good run as champion that he's a fraud?
Well,
I'm sorry, Cody's
no. Here's the thing. Think about what Seth freaking Rollins has done since he's won the title.
Workhorse champion.
Think about what Roman Reigns has done since champion. The reigns that they've had has been quality, has been absolutely phenomenal, has been, hell, I'll even say it. Kofi Kingston had a great run as the WWE champion.
6 months.
That's what I freaking want for Cody Rhodes. You make him to be this big star. You make him to be the face of the company. Then you better prove it to me. That is exactly what I want. I'm not here for hyperbole, Michael Bullock. I'm not here for hyperbole, Anthony Florio. If he deserves the moment, if he deserves the title, then fine. You get your moment. Congratulations. But what I want is you to prove to me that you're worthy of that title. That is 50 effing years of lineage. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not here to blow smoke or say anything that's not out of the ordinary. And the thing is, everybody wants to anoint Cody. Fine. You get anointed. But the thing is, you better damn deliver in my eyes. And what
I don't know about me, but I think you're starting to sound like The Rock right now. And basically calling all of us Cody crybabies.
No, I'm not.
No, he's
Did
not.
I ever say that?
No.
Did I ever say that, Michael Bullock?
Well, it sounds like it to me.
Oh, give me a break. You're just being cynical. That's exactly what. No, if you really want
Byron Saxton here,
yeah, you're exactly being Byron Saxton here, and you should shut up. But anyway,
proud of it. So, and if you don't like it,
at the end of the day, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The thing is that I want to see him represent. If he's going to, if he does a great job, then fine. I'll give him his flowers. I'll give him, the respect that he deserves. But right now,
well, if you don't
you're
want him to be that, then just have Roman Reigns retain the title, just for gosh sakes.
Hey, if he retains, he retains. But I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to rant over something that is, you can't cry over spilt milk. So if he retains, I don't want to hear shit from either one of you about Roman.
We're going to have to learn to deal with it, and we're going to have to accept it, whether we like it or not.
If Cody wins, I'll accept it. I'm not saying that I'm not going to be mad or I'm not going to be like, oh, this or that. No. Then at that point, then you got to prove it to me. Then you got to prove that you're worthy of the moment. Everybody started blasting about why Shawn Michaels won at WrestleMania 12, even though the boyhood dream and everything else, and everybody was all hunky dory. But you still had skeptics when he became the champion. Daniel Bryan, when he won the undisputed WWE Championship, there were skeptics. There were a few people out there that wasn't 100% that he wanted to be that there was some people out there that thought maybe WWE may have done a mistake, that this guy doesn't deserve to be.
He wasn't even supposed to be in that scene. He was nowhere. He was not supposed to be anywhere near that. It was Vince wanted Orton and Batista. That's it. He didn't want Bryan anywhere near that. He was supposed to wrestle Sheamus.
So that's exactly what I'm talking about. There is certain guys who's gonna have that moment. Kofi wasn't supposed to get that moment.
No.
Kofi had no business being the WWE champion. But he won the title. He won the title, and he ran the belt for 8 months and actually had a pretty good reign as champion.
180 days, 6 months.
Yeah, there was nothing bad. That's all I'm saying.
How long does he have to? How long does the reign have to last to prove it to you, to change your mind? Yes.
Honestly,
that's the question.
Get me to Survivor Series. Get me to Survivor Series. Get me to Royal Rumble. If you want to have, and not just that, but the quality of the opponents needs to be top notch. I don't want a championship reign to be tarnished because of a weak opponent. And the thing is that I think WWE has an opportunity here. If you're going to showcase Cody, then showcase him with some of the best in the game, because that's going to be the ultimate litmus test more than anything else. You give me that, I will gladly say that he's deserving of the moment. But right now, I haven't seen anything enough that makes me believe. And the thing is, I'm trying to. If you're gonna say, "Oh, I'm pushing the goalposts on Cody," that's unfair. Life isn't fair, ladies and gentlemen.
It's true.
This isn't unicorn and rainbows.
Nope.
This is real freaking life, and this is how sometimes you go through that adversity and you come out the other end, showing me the measure of a man. Be a man is something that we don't preach about, and we don't just hyperbole on any given night. That's the way of life. And that's how we on this show have preached since day freaking one. We've always talked about being men among boys. That's all I'm asking from Cody. I know he'll deliver. I'm not trying to say he won't. I just want to see it.
Fair enough.
That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough.
So let's get into the overall review while everybody got a moment to cool down on this. So, Michael Bullock, it's yours. So you lead off, my friend. What's your overall review on SmackDown tonight?
Bullock, are you there? I don't know if he stepped
He
away.
probably stepped away for a moment. That's fine. 8 to 8.5 for me. I thought it was an excellent show. Really nothing more to add. So Anthony Florio, it's yours.
All right. Now that hopefully, oh boy, I'm sorry to say it. I was having flashbacks to that sports show we did a number of years ago. I was getting those vibes again. Oh gosh, but hopefully everything's cool here. So, all right. So if we're all good, let me throw my 2 cents in here. WWE has a clear vision of what this year's WrestleMania is going to look like, and took the necessary steps tonight to make sure that vision comes to fruition. We got the latest in the rivalries, pitting Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits against the Final Testament, as well as the LWO versus Legado del Fantasma. We know Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and Logan Paul are on a crash course for a United States Heavyweight Championship bout, and the main event segment spoke for itself. The women's division could use some more attention, especially as the show continues to feature Tiffany Stratton, Bianca Belair, and Naomi, but has no direction of note for any of them at this particular moment. That aside, WWE is rolling right now. And we continue the single best build and single best road to a WrestleMania we've ever had. And if you think the road is great, just wait to see how great the show is gonna be when we get to the Philadelphia. No doubt. 39 night 1 was unbelievable. Night 2 was on its way until McPervert ruined it, but still. But McPervert's gone, guys. This Papa H has full control. He's got the keys to the car here, literally. So, and because of that, I'm going on the record. I think this WrestleMania, both nights, and if both nights deliver or over deliver, we're looking at the greatest WrestleMania of all time. I'm just saying. I think 8.5 might be a little bit of an overreach because some of the matches really weren't all that great, to be honest with you. A couple of good ones here and there. I'm leaning more towards 7.5 to 8, maybe. I think that's the best I can go. So, but man, great segment here, and I think a lot of people are gonna have a lot to say about that. About what we just had here tonight. So 7.5 to 8 out of me. Bullock, if you're back in, nothing left for me to say except take us home, Bullock, if you're back in, with your overall thoughts on this edition of Friday Night SmackDown from Dallas, from the Big D tonight. Bullock, are you there? Nope, I guess not.
All right. All right. I guess it is done. I guess we are done for the night. So, all right. So with that said,
Bullock. There he is. All right, Bullock. Overall thoughts on tonight's show?
Well, first off, let me before I give my review, I needed some time to cool down after that going off the way I did.
That's fine. You're good.
I apologize to you, Michael Fletcher, and I apologize to you, Anthony Florio, because the way I sounded, it's almost like we were heading back to, like you just said, Florio, with that sports show we did about the whole Aaron Hernandez thing.
May 19th of 17. Yeah, De La forever lived in infamy.
Yeah, and I needed some time so I needed to really cool down. I mean, I was here the whole time. I just felt like I wasn't ready yet.
Yeah, that's fine. You're good.
Yeah, so I'll give this about 7.5 to me. So I think we've had enough drama here for tonight, and you know how I feel about drama.
Yeah, I got you.
So I think we should just pretty much call it a night here.
Yeah, no, we're out here. So Monday night we do it all over again, ridiculously raw, and basically we got Monday Night Raw. Anthony's got his Tony's take, and then Wednesday we'll do it all over again with Wednesday Night Madness. We're coming back with AEW. We're coming back with NXT, and then we're on upward and onward to the road to WrestleMania. So guys, buckle up. It's going to get crazy. So for Anthony Floyo, for Michael Bullock, I'm Michael Fletcher saying so long, everybody, and we will see you all on Monday night.